Welcome back, ladies and gents, to another Monday episode here. Consistency. It's almost returning the three of us back on the couch. Tell you what, there actually wasn't a couple of good games on the weekend, but we sort of said a few weeks back, title race, relegation race is over, but the top 4 or top 5 race is gonna heat up. Our two teams had a great week in Europe, but less memorable one yesterday for Manchester United, but remontada no more for Real Madrid. That's a
remontada for United. Black for the Madrid funeral.
We're all waiting for it, and
more remontada.
The rice cook's better when the lid's on type beat.
I mean, no, I know this is the Premier League show, but
surely
this is about the only talking point there is at the moment for our club at least. I know we battered Ipswich 4-0, but yeah, what a result! It's probably the best point the club's been at in 20 years. To be completely honest, we have been in title races down to the last day and everything now, but there's a little bit more to show for it, I guess. When you sort of keep progressing in the Champions League, no one sort of remembers second place, but you do remember cup runs a little bit more. And it's the fact that Madrid in the Champions League, regardless of form, I know they're not going to win the Liga, but they are the best European team over the last 20 years, if not ever. Yeah. But specifically over the last 10 years, I think they've won 6 of the last 10. So it's this is what we're talking here, and it's kind of got Galactico's vibe about it too at the moment. Yeah. This Madrid team, so being able to keep them to 1 goal, which granted was a Saliba fuck up, they had near to no chances other than that, and then for Vasquez to come out and be like, "Oh, we sat back, mate, we scored more goals than them."
5-1
at Bernabeu. What's he talking about? Oh, they sat back, they did nothing. And so, mate, the score was 2-1. You know, and they had no shots. Yeah. So
the worst Madrid performance ever.
Genuinely. So I mean,
Ancelotti to Brazil.
Our ball's going crazy. I mean, there's not much else to say besides the fact that I don't know. I guess we just pray from here.
Bring on PSG.
Yeah, bring on PSG. I can't wait. I'm so keen.
It's going to be nuts. Still good.
Yeah, this is just... I mean, across the board, Premier League representation in Europe is mental at the moment.
Yeah.
I think it does just show the levels. I know there was a couple of years there where everyone's like, oh, Premier League sucks because we had no representation in the Champions League. But I think it was more so that when it gets to the top end of Europe, it is a level playing field because every league has their own giants. Yeah. But now that Conference Leagues come in and Europa League, and it's kind of getting deeper, the level's getting deeper, you can see that Premier League just dominates across Europe. And it's been that case for a couple of years now. West Ham with the Conference League and what is it? It's going to be, I think the favourites in each of them are the Premier League teams.
Are you guys' favourite?
Depends where you look.
According to whatever percentages depend on the ties.
Yeah, it's weird.
Some pure just chance
all the stats I keep saying is that we're favourites on Instagram and stuff. But then when I look at the bookmakers, I think they're all paying $2.60, $2.70. Everyone's it's pretty much even.
I think it's just Barca 23, PSG 22, Arsenal 22, and then who's the Inter the 16%, something like that.
Yeah,
but it's basically the big three are equal.
Yeah, it is essentially even.
Yeah.
But depending on where you look, we are favourites. And then I think in Europe it's definitely United and Spurs. And then Conference League's definitely Chelsea.
You could get 3 London clubs.
Spurs is definitely favourite for Europa just because they're versing Bodo Glimt.
Yeah, they're versing some Norwegian. They've had 2 games in their season so far.
Mate, I remember Bodo Glimt back in the day. I mean, that's what we're talking here. This is that was worst case scenario Arsenal. As a Bodo Glimt. And that's who they're versing in the Europa League semi-final, mate. What's going on here?
Yeah, that's literally what's happening. What's going on?
Yeah, going to what you said though, it's a bit hard at the moment, I'd say, with the whole Premier League. There's no title race, there's no relegation base. There is a top 4 race, but it just feels very dead. I don't remember a Premier League season feeling like this in a long time.
Did City draw, by the way?
They won on the weekend.
No, they won.
They scored a couple late ones.
Yeah.
So this is the thing, with that being said, the games of the weekend were actually sort of competitive.
Good, yeah.
Yeah, it felt like a much better weekend. In terms of the last time we did was a bit poor, but we had good comebacks, massive wins for some teams. We'll touch on them in a bit. I guess Wolves winning at Old Trafford 4-0, Arsenal over Ipswich. Like, there were some good results, like winners Chelsea and City. So like, all in all, it wasn't the worst weekend, but I get you, man. The storylines are dying.
Yeah, they are. I don't know. Maybe it's also a little bit of like our team as well having nothing to play for. Like obviously that's going to have a big effect. Like even United in the past, like if we go back to last year or the year before, it's still like even at this back end of the season, we might go, oh, we're still playing for Europe.
Yeah.
Or we're still playing for a Europa League spot. We're still playing for this spot. Yeah. We're like, it might not happen, but it's still there.
Life, yeah.
So then you tune into the rest of the league a lot more. Whereas like, the top 4 race is still looking good. But then you also just look at even just little things like the Golden Boot race is over. Stuff like that you tune into a little bit at the back end of the season. Like you'll still see a couple storylines. Like we've seen it in the past with Haaland, but like even last year, I think at this stage of the season there was 3 or 4 on 27.
So what? I think the clean sheet race is pretty tight though.
That's the last thing I said.
The extremely relevant clean sheet race.
Golden Glove.
Van Dijk's got that clear too. But I was just looking at the table, and it's just grim reading. Like, mate, 17th to 18th is 15 points. 15 points. That is more points than Southampton have got this season.
Yes. But they're not going to break the record, by the way. That's.
Isn't it equal right now?
Yeah, but I think because they've won more than Derby. Only won like 1 game. Yeah. They've won 2 games, so technically they're already like on a basis of they won more games than Derby. They get it.
Like when we were versus Ipswich last night, I was thinking
that was a good game. By the way, they were awful.
I was just thinking like, what are the players like? How are the players motivated right now at this point in the season? Like, what is what's their coach's name again?
So bad. You're throwing me here. Former United guy.
I've cooked us here. Oh my god.
Keep going. I'll find him.
Whatever his name is, I forget. It's really poor for me. It's like, what is he telling the boys?
McKenna.
Kieran McKenna. What's he telling? It's good from you. I'm shocked that you know that, to be honest. Kieran McKenna, like, what's he telling the players at halftime? Right, they're down 2-0.
Yeah, honestly,
they got a red card.
Yeah,
like, is he just telling them like, when like you're 15 and you're getting spanked? Or it's all gone wrong. Like, when you're playing Sunday.
Play our way. Let's do
it. What's he telling? Like, look, boys, just like go have a bit of fun. What's he telling them? Like, you're 2-0 down at home. You got a red card, and you're versing the best team in Europe.
The remontada bosses.
Like, genuinely, I'm wondering, what is he telling the players?
He told them remontada.
Like, is he telling?
No, there's players paying for contracts.
That's what I'm saying. Is he telling them like, look, boys, like, we're going down here, but you're sort of playing for your own survival at this point. You're playing for your own careers, stuff like that. Is that what's going on here? Like,
Calvin Phillips, there's a chance you get back to
Yeah, like is Delap playing for a Premier League move?
100%.
Is that what's going on here? Probably, but it's just I just like, even before the game for all these relegation teams, it's just completely done. Yeah, and it's been done now for a little while. So it's like
8 games.
Are we expecting? Are you going into the game now expecting sort of goal thrillers? Like, just have a bit of fun. All the attackers are playing for
bags.
Like bags, right? Is that what we're expecting? I don't know, but I just found like the psychology of it interesting because it's pretty dead.
It was like Luton were basically down for a few games, but they weren't mathematically down to the last 2 games. And their last 2 games, because last 2 games, like, it's 2 games, you'll be right. But let's be honest, like, they've been mathematically only down 7 games to go, but they've been down for like 12 games.
Yeah,
that's like a good third of the season.
It's the same as like it's the same with the title race.
Yeah,
like as in, okay, mathematically it's still possible.
Foot is off
but it's been off for so long.
Like, that's why the energy of games drops.
Yeah,
and that's what's surprising the weekend. I didn't think there'd be that many good games, but like teams sort of like Southampton at least got a point. I didn't think they would actually get a 5.
But I guess at least they're playing for a crazy record.
Yeah,
like there is kind of something to play there.
You don't want to be that player associated with that.
Yeah, like Rambo does not want to be. Not 3 relegations.
Have you seen United are going for Rambo?
Okay, like say what you want about Rambo, but like The relegation stat means nothing.
No.
If you're a goalkeeper playing in the worst team in the league, like what you could put
His save percentages,
mate, you could put Peter Schmeichel in that team. You could put anyone in that team. Like you're gonna have the worst record ever.
Yeah.
Like Rambo is an elite keeper. Like he's a Premier League goalkeeper. He's a top 10 goalkeeper for sure. Borderline England's number one. Like that was the conversation. So slander all you want. I think he's without a doubt an upgrade on Onana. Without a doubt.
I still think it's a bit of like we need someone who's just going to focus and
No,
not turn the piss, but like they both scream like
you probably want someone like
cool, like that
with like no risk attached.
Just
go get like a no nonsense goalkeeper.
All I'm saying is I got a bit of not abuse necessarily here, but by a lot of people about De Gea. I stood with him. From when he left, I said he shouldn't have gone. He was the number one. Look at him now. Stuff this crap of playing out the back. I want my goalkeeper to save the ball from going in the bloody goal.
Yeah, like just go get
David De Gea back.
Just go get like some Italian or Spanish shot stopper.
I would love Jan Sommer, but bro's like 38 years old now. But he's for Inter.
But even Jan Sommer, like too much of a name attached to him. You
want like literally the most.
No, I don't want. Too much of a name. I don't want any name. I want them to be 28 years old, maybe 30, having played solidly for like Atletico Bilbao for like 10 years.
That's literally Unai Simon.
Is that Unai Simon?
He's played for like 6 years.
Is he at Bilbao?
He's at Bilbao, and he's like 30 years old. That's
maybe Unai Simon.
Unai Simon.
No, but
get Wojciech down to Barcelona.
Legit.
Nah, too much of a name.
I got a question. That's an interesting one.
You need someone who's going to get no.
It's the Prem show.
You need a goalkeeper who's going to get no media attention. Like, because being at United is already...
it's
already but you're going to get attention just because you're the United keeper.
But that's already going to be enough. But that's what I'm saying.
Dia gets attention.
No, but Onana got attention for like reasons which can maybe not be said. As in, there was too much with Onana. There's Ajax history there, there's Ten Hag history there. And then and then there's media history there, like as in...
Why did he say that, by the way? What a dickhead.
Yeah.
In the media, say the stuff like we're the best team and this, that, and the other. Like,
there's just too much there with Onana, like, and then it's just all compounded by when he makes a mistake. It's just even further in the spotlight. But
hands, mate.
Yeah, I don't think Rambo's the keeper for you. But
I think he's a nuts keeper.
For
where we are right now, he's the last thing I'd want.
That's what I'm saying. I agree. Like, as in that's another hot spot in the team which you don't need. You just need like a no nonsense. No highlight.
Why get rid of De Gea for free? It just never made sense to me.
Yeah, at the end of the day,
because it's just the coaches, man. Like
Ten Hag had these ups and downs, but the worst thing he probably did was the way Ronaldo left.
Yeah,
and getting rid of De Gea.
Some managers just
but every United fan said, not every, but I'd say more than 50% of United fans said it was the right move. To bring in an Onana.
It felt like the logical step because we were progressing in the game style, but by getting Onana, the game style actually went backwards because there was no defensive solidity. We came off winning the Golden Glove, going to 2 cup finals and finishing 3rd in the Prem. You thought, okay, let's go be even more attacking, but by doing that, we took away our strength, which is defense.
There's just like an obsession nowadays though with managers like clearing out the dressing room, like change of guard in the dressing room, or just like he's. Okay, like doesn't matter how good or bad he's been. Like he's been there too long. He's seen too many regimes. You need a fresh start, like sort of thing. There's such an obsession with that, which I can understand. But I don't know if getting rid of De Gea in that team. Yeah, look, in hindsight, De Gea in that team wasn't the one. No. Like that wasn't the deadwood to move on. And as you said, the Ronaldo one.
See, I don't think about not getting rid of it. It's the way.
The way it was dealt with was just wrong.
It just got.
Do you reckon Rashford comes back to United?
No. Hopefully not, for your sake. I mean, come on, that's just not a move you need to make.
He's happy.
You don't want Rashford back, sure.
I just think it's how much you get for him. You can't be getting less than 70 mil for him.
70 mil? No, you're not getting. You're not getting 70 mil for Marcus Rashford.
50 these days.
I think he's shown enough since he's gone back to Villa.
I think you'll.
100%.
I think you'll barely get 50 mil for Marcus Rashford.
100% he's shown enough, but it shows that United won't make the most of him.
These players who are who carry so much baggage just don't go for that much. They just don't. Like the club's just like
50.
United. I promise you, United just want him gone,
bro.
Just
Atletico are considering
if you were
putting $75 million bid for Anthony.
No, I get it, but it's just a little. I don't know.
I'd put 75 for Rashford before I put it for Anthony.
No, I agree, but I'm saying
leagues as well.
I'm saying there's so much. it's so obvious that United want Rashford gone. Like, I mean, when you give him to a rival
Champions League club.
Like, yeah, when you give him to not even a rival, a Champions League club who, like, on loan, that is like screaming. That's like a for sale sign,
Get rid.
Like, free. Like, it's borderline just saying free. Like, just pick it up. Like, we
But
want
is
it.
Anthony
I
not
want
the
to.
same?
No,
No,
but
it is a little bit,
Here's my
but-
point, though. With Anthony, though, he is so good for that league. Like, the speed and the physicality drops, the speed increases. That isn't that just Anthony's game style?
Has he actually been good, though, still?
He's probably been, since he joined, the best player in La
I know
Liga.
when
Since
he
He's been like
joined-
the best player in La Liga.
Yeah, well, I know like that month phase when he joined, he was elite. But has he kept that
his
up?
output numbers aren't crazy, but he gets a lot of like deflected assists where like his ball goes into the area, bounces, and it goes to someone. So like,
Sounds like bloody Nicolas Pepe. Because I keep saying he's been playing good, but look at his stats. He's got 1 goal in like 20 games. Unbelievable.
it's that's a thing though, right? Like Anthony's 4 goals, 4 assists in 13 appearances.
Yeah.
And he's had 3 assists. I know of exactly that being like a little nick on the way through.
Yeah.
So he didn't get the assist. So like Anthony's different because Atletico need the spark player. He works in that league. That's fine.
75 mil though. Far
I mean,
I'll start sprinting.
Yeah, I'll take it as well.
There's got to be a player in Anthony. Like, there's got to be a player in there. Because you can't spend 100 mil on someone who looks so incapable. Like, not even like in bad form. He just looked incapable.
Couldn't do it. Yeah.
Like, he just looked like he was a fraud.
I'm going to tell you who's going to be the next Anthony. You heard it here right now.
There you go.
Xavi Simons when he comes to the Premier League.
He's not coming to the Premier
Who's
League
he-
though, mate.
yeah.
He re-signed with Leipzig.
No, I reckon he'll come eventually. I reckon the re-signing... Leipzig love to re-sign
And
and
then just
sell.
sell him like Danny Olmo. Yeah, true. Maybe. I don't think he comes this year though. I think Wirtz will come to...
I reckon he's the next Anthony. Like, I think
Well,
he's
they're
done in those leagues.
They're going to sign someone like that. They signed Marmouche, but I think they'll sign Wirtz.
I think that's like Wirtz as well because Alonso's gone over.
I think Wirtz will be amazing wherever he goes. I think he's just a
incredible.
star.
He's a superstar.
We've seen those German guys come over and just do fuck all.
Havertz has given a bad rep for but it's just the league.
Werner has given a bad rep.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah, but Mamouche hasn't been bad.
Havertz.
No. It's about German. Like, are you talking about German players?
The German Bundesliga guys.
Yeah, but he's a
come over.
Bundesliga player.
Oh no, like the
No,
German
this is what
internationals
I'm
from
saying.
Germany.
Like
So Werner, Havertz,
when they come over, they've just
Son.
they come over on big price tags and just like stank it up. To be honest, like they always show glimpses and stuff and pop up every now and then, but across the board, that is underwhelming. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, fair enough.
Let's get into one of the games on the weekend. Villa 4-1 over Newcastle. I did not think this was going to happen, to be honest. It's on the back of a midweek Champions League game. Ollie Watkins came back.
Heavy rotation too. I think it was only 3 starters from midweek.
Something like that. They had Asensio, Watkins playing. Rogers continued to play.
Amy
McGinn
Martinez.
plays. And Martinez. The centre-backs changed, I'm pretty sure, as well. But I saw on the weekend, Watkins said something about like he was pissed he didn't get selected. Champions League came out, goal and assist. Ian Matson scored as well. But to be honest, Newcastle, we thought they are still in third, but thought they were steaming in, but sort of building to the next point. City are closing in. This is sort of the race now. Aston Villa are closing in. Yeah. So Villa
and all of a sudden, Forest are in 6th with a game in
hand, but there's no bankers anymore.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is that especially when especially when it is Forest. No offense, Forest fans, but come on. Like,
you called this early on. You were like, City will just end up third.
Yeah,
and Forest will drop out. And it's going to happen.
Yeah, like City. Okay, I was extremely confident on City.
Yeah,
like
you called this a long time ago.
Yeah, like you never. Like, come on, it's Man City in this Premier League. Like, they're just not going to be that far off. But yeah, all of a sudden, like if you're a Forest fan, like that looked like the banker, right? Like 2 weeks ago, I'm looking at these Opta stats and they're like, 85% confirmed, like top 4. I was like, come on. Yeah. There's like 1 point between them and 9th.
Yeah.
Like, so, yeah, like all of a sudden, if you're a Forest fan, like it's getting a bit nervy because if they draw, where do they go?
They go up to 5th.
Yeah, right.
City a better goal difference.
So I know they go to 3rd if they win.
Yes, yep, they go to 3rd.
But it's like, you need to win. Like all of a sudden when you put that pressure, like when that pressure's added, you need to win.
Because Villa won 6 in a row. Newcastle had won 5 in a row until the weekend. Chelsea just had to find a way to win.
Villa have won 6 in a row.
6 in a row now.
You're right. They really come good then, eh?
In the Prem, sorry.
Yeah, no, but it's in like.
But no, this is sort of. When I was writing
Where's
the
that
notes
come
up,
from?
I thought of what you said.
Yeah.
You said Villa will find a way to be in and around it. City will be 3rd. Newcastle.
Well, it just seems to happen at this point in the season. Like,
but does that mean we elevate Aston Villa to one of those like clubs now that you know they'll just end up there? Because I was thinking about, I didn't have them having much. They were 10th, and they'll really know where I thought. I thought all eggs in a Champions League basket.
Yeah.
But what they've shown me, they've gone and played PSG in 2 legs, arguably one of the best teams in the world.
Yeah.
A crossbar or a little touch away from
undoubtedly one of the
beating
best
them.
teams in the world. Like,
and
undoubtedly.
then they back up the Prem.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't show that last year. Remember, they struggled in the Conference League to back it up on the weekend. But they've found a way to do it now. Emery's got this side.
Bit more depth though.
Yeah, no,
But
definitely.
that's the thing, though. Are we elevating them to that level? Because they've got depth. They're playing twice a week. They're beating direct rivals 4-1 on their home patch.
Yeah.
2 strikers, 2 DMs.
Well, when you can get the likes of like Rashford and Asensio over on loans, that's nuts.
Yeah.
And like you can have that as depth, or one of them starting, which now you have Watkins as depth. Whatever that's going on, that makes a huge difference, and that's to actually complement the signings they made over in the summer as well.
But some of the signings have been really good.
So like Maatsen coming in.
Yeah. Who else they bring in the summer? Barkley came in. They got Asensio, Rashford over.
Yeah, Tillman's takes his game to the next level.
Yeah. There's one more else in there as well. There's another forward, and Marlon as well.
Daniel Marlon.
Yeah.
They've got so many. I was looking on the weekend.
And they're all doing their job. Like, none of them are like overperforming. But when they play, they do well.
Yeah.
They don't get that much
Was
game
Onana
time.
this year?
Onana was this year, yeah.
And he's been injured for the last part of the year.
Onana
That's
was this year.
I looked on the weekend.
Sorry.
But Flynn said it. They rotated basically their whole starting 11. They still...
And they got to slap up Newcastle, who are one comp.
And Newcastle were the hottest team, and they scored 10 goals in 2 games. Yeah. And they didn't go near them.
Yep.
I think Tielemans probably player of the game. 3 key passes, 5 tackles. He was massive Champions League midweek. I don't know if you guys watched the highlights of that.
I just watched the highlights of that game, yeah.
In that game. It's a shame that I actually would have liked them to go through in the end. They were playing some great footy. And if Rashford being brought off, I reckon midweek.
What happened at the last minute of the game?
There was a clearance off the line from Patrick off the line.
Yeah,
Maatsen belted the volley. Like that was destined in the back of the net.
That was Devo.
I was saying they were millimetres away from going extra time and potentially semi-final, which would be
even Rashford hit one. A good save.
Donnarumma
to his
was
left.
nuts.
Because I was going to say, you think if they get to extra time there with the way the momentum was, like they were, I mean, that is unbelievable. What they go down? They went like 3 or 4 goals down in aggregate.
5-1 down.
Was it 5-1?
Yep.
And they lost 5-4 in aggregate.
Yeah, boys, they went up 2-0 because PSG's got 2
and then they went
first
3-2.
half.
Oh my God.
Is that
Would have been a coup de rush though for the Villa fans. If you got nothing else out of that, would have been a crazy 80 minutes.
Yeah. That's what someone was saying. You got bounced out. It's probably the best night you've had since they won it, whatever, many years ago, in the 70s or whatever. Fair play to...
Fair drinks.
Most people wouldn't have even been alive for that one, so fair play. So big win for them. They keep pushing up the table. Also push up the table City, who's sort of building that point. Again, this is a big win, though, at Goodison. It was 0-0.
It was an interesting game. It was corner FC for the first 60 minutes.
100%. It was
like corner and free kick whipping FC for, not even just for Everton.
For City,
both, for City as well. And then, City got the goal in the 77th minute?
84th in the end. 84th, right. 84th and 90th minute, they scored the 2 goals.
Like, City are just like rebuilding on the go here, and I'm just so scared.
I better say, can I mention Nico O'Reilly? I live streamed last week's game against Palace, probably one of the most outstanding players. Then scores, I guess, the winner, you can say, in this game here. They've gone and I'm not a big fan of Lewis, but they sort of found a right back there, but now they've found the left back. This kid's like 6'3". Yeah. He's so good in the ball. He's got goals in his game. He's in the box for the goal for a cross.
Yeah, Rico Lewis shouldn't be a right back.
I think he'll eventually progress up the
pitch. He's not a right back.
But in their worst season, they find for me one of the best fullbacks up and coming in the Prem, and they're still going to finish third. Like this is
that's what I'm saying.
ridiculous.
Like as in, if this is like the rebuild, which it looks like it is, like this is like the changing of guards for the thing of City. Get ready for another treble, man, because this. Yeah, it's scary. It's scary. Like they're blooding some youngsters here. Like Rico Lewis getting a season into him. Like Nico O'Reilly's. They're getting players in the park. Yeah. Who's some of the guys that got up top?
Marmouche, Savinho.
No, who's that young English kid?
Oh, Oscar Bob.
No, not Oscar Bob. McIntyre. Yeah, like McIntyre.
Yeah. I've listed off 4 players.
McIntyre has hell like Phil Foden vibes about him. No, sorry, not Phil Foden. Cole Palmer vibes. Because just like who is this guy? Pops up when he comes on, he scores. Yeah, and then you won't see him for 3 weeks, for 3 or 4 weeks.
Come back,
and then you watch him get a signing somewhere and just become like the talisman. Like as in, because that's literally what happened to Cole Palmer. Like,
it's the exact same.
Like that was how little anyone knew about Cole Palmer. He came on and scored a goal every now and then. And then, like if you're playing, if Pep is picking you, There's got to be something to you.
Exactly,
And I'm a bit nervy because, we just named 4 or 5. O'Reilly, Bob,
Yeah.
Rico Lewis, McEntee.
Yeah.
You got Savinho, Marmouche,
Yeah,
Haaland,
and then exactly. You've got
the main
Savinho,
names.
Marmouche. Docker's probably like 24 now.
Yeah.
Like,
I think Doc has to go. I think that's clear space out for some other players.
Well, I think Grealish has to
They're
go.
going to spend
Like,
250 as well. Don't get yourselves wrong. They'll go spend 250.
No, 100. No, without
Ritz
a doubt.
come in.
I have
Probably a new centre back.
like
Another midfielder.
Well, they're
apparently
gonna
Kustov's out as well
they're
now,
gonna
so.
probably go sign a goalkeeper. I don't think they're gonna keep Ortega as like their number one because Edison's gonna leave.
Edison's leaving. It's funny with Ortega because
No,
people
Ortega's a
people
very, like-
over like how do I say this? Other places in Europe actually rate him a lot, but it seems domestically in the Prem, no one really.
Well, no, Ortega is like a competent keeper. I just don't see him being like Man
City
City's number
keeper.
one. Like we've seen how much Pep messed around with that goalkeeper position when he came in,
Yeah,
and then
Bravo,
they found one with Edison. Like I think they'll probably they'll go sign someone whether. Then they'll probably weigh up who's their number one, but they'll go sign a goalkeeper.
Yep.
They'll probably go sign a centre back. Like they'll go sign a midfielder for sure, maybe 2. Like and then, you're kind of okay up top. Like they don't really,
So much up top.
they don't really need to go. So they probably will, but they don't need to. But they'll definitely address the midfield the most.
Yeah.
And they'll bring in Florian Wirtz, and it's just like okay, now they've got Haaland, Wirtz, Savinho, like Marmouche.
Putting Marmouche and Verts together is a
Vardiol, like borderline the best defender in the league.
Vardy's going to play centre back now because I think Nico
know,
O'Reilly's
yeah.
locked that left spot down. That's crazy.
It's like, you borderline the best defender in the league, like playing centre back, and he's 23 or something.
Bro's got a beard since he was
Mate, it's scary. They're going to go win 6 out of the next 10 leagues again. Like it's so scary.
They're unbeaten the last 6 games. Aggregate 13-5.
They've been so shit, and they're coming third.
It's 13. Like they've got goals again. 13 goals in the last 6 games. Only conceded 5 where they were at the start. They're conceding willy nilly. They beat Everton away.
I don't know how they've got this many points because it feels like they've been so bad.
Shit.
It feels like they've been
It's just been so shit because we're comparing them to City of old who just win.
Yeah.
What were they?
But
4? Did they do 4 in a row?
Yeah, 4 in a row.
4, yeah.
4?
Yeah, 4 in a row.
That was
4 in a row
that was
was
a chance to
and there was a treble within
You're just
there.
used to them winning. That's the thing.
But I just can't believe they've got this many points because it feels like every second game they drop points. And
It did, not as of recent.
but it's
coming out of December into January was like some of the worst Man City football I reckon we've seen. Like they lost some pretty good.
Okay, so they literally have dropped points every second game because they've won 17 out of 33.
There you go.
Like so they literally have, but it's just the fact that
But it was so
like,
condensed in December, November, and January where all the games are played,
and
it felt so bad.
It's the fact that you can Liverpool might they will get to mid 90 points probably. To be fair,
Will they?
well, there's 5 games left on 79.
But I reckon the foot's off
So-
the gas.
Yeah, but let's say they win, they'll probably get to.
They'll win the
They'll
next
win
match,
3.
though.
They'll win 3 games. Okay.
Okay, they'll get to high 80s.
Yeah.
Maybe 90.
Let's go 88.
Right?
88.
Like, and to be fair, anything with a 9 in front is a historically is a
very good.
great Premier
Very
League
good
winning season.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I know over the last 5-10 years,
100.
it's kind of underwhelming, but before that, like 90 was like unbelievable. So fair play to them. But I guess the City expectation is that they're on 25 less points than they usually are at this point of the season.
Yeah.
So I guess that's why they just feel so much worse. 25 points.
That's a lot, yeah.
But
They'll probably still finish on 70.
oh yeah, they'll probably finish on 75. Like, they'll just win every game in it. Every game they got left.
5 to go. They'll win all 5. I reckon.
No, they finished on 73. Yeah.
Yeah. 73 will probably be where they stand.
I mean, that's very underwhelming for City, but like,
But considering the factors, I think this is the moving
They
year.
can still take second, to be honest, because Arsenal might just take the complete foot off the gas.
No, but you say
We
this,
did
but
just go
they
slap up
fielded
Ipswich.
their starting 11 yesterday. I did not expect that.
yeah, but I think it's because there's 2 weeks until
Yeah, but you think about it, it's only
like 10. There was 10 days.
There's only 2 more Champions League games that are going to be in a Prem season. And they're going to surround 1 Prem game. So you only get a rest for
Yeah,
one
no,
game.
I think our next Prem game
Or with the rest of the build up.
will be like, okay, we'll
Trossard,
probably start it
Ranieri.
all again, but we'll give him 60 minutes.
Yeah.
Like,
Because I thought what you'd do would just play Trossard, Ranieri, Tierney, all the left backs can play, and then just like field a makeshift midfield. But
mate, so I love seeing Tierney. He raised about 100 Premier League appearances.
Did he?
Yeah, good on you, Kieran.
Bro's been injured so much.
I know.
How many
It's
years now?
shocking,
7 years.
Only 100 games. I was pretty shocked by that.
Masrari picked up 50 games for United last night. He had 50 games already this year. for Manchester United.
Wow, and Tierney's played 100 games. No, 100 Premier League appearances.
Oh, Premier League,
but still.
It's crazy. So City 4th, 1 point off Newcastle, unbeaten the last 6 games. Ruben Diaz had a good game as well. I slammed him a few weeks ago. 6 clearances, 2 blocks, and that one there. Let's go to our top 10 list.
Speaking of...
Right back.
Yeah, man.
Speaking of
I don't know if this was my dead ball knowledge, but I had no clue where to go with this list.
I continued my trend from last week and went 3 teams as pairs, which maybe shows at the top end's a lot of the top end talent.
Yeah, we were saying the left backs were like significantly better than the previous years, but the right backs are still stinking it up.
Maybe not stinking. Maybe the depth is stinking.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like the depth.
It's a lot of good players, but there's not enough.
This could show my ball knowledge. I
reckon you're surprised. I reckon back yourself in.
I'm looking at my top 5 and I'm like, that's dodgy. Like my number 1, I think we all have the same number 1.
I don't think so.
Let's start at 10.
I don't think we have the same number 1.
Let's save number 1 for later.
I've got Wan-Bissaka at 10.
Okay, no. I'd rate that, but I haven't been high.
Yeah. I mean, we can probably just run through these ones. Like I've got, we're probably gonna have the same players.
Just
pretty much.
So you got Wan-Bissaka, I got Reece James.
Yeah.
I have Malo Gusto at 10.
Oh, okay. You got Gusto. Okay.
I rate Reece James a lot when he plays.
Yeah, no, yeah, but yeah.
I know, and you guys will have when he plays singing, but I just think he's nuts.
Best availability. No, best.
That has to be the most said line on this show, surely. The best ability is your availability. That's gonna be a top 10 within quite of all time.
Yep.
Wan-Bissaka had a good year. Yeah, I just went Gusto because he's the second choice when everyone's fit. So I put him at 10.
Who do you have a 9?
At 9, I've got Dalot. Probably underwhelming this year, but I think overall he's shown that he's in and around that 5 to 10 mark as a right back, and he gets chucked regularly out of position. When he's played as a traditional right back, he's been elite, in my opinion. He's been probably, if we had a traditional right back, if he played there for 6 months and we did this list, I'd find it hard to believe he'd be lower than like 5 or 6.
Well, my thing with Dalot is I feel like I just see such a better version of Portugal. Like I don't know if you guys see this,
but he plays right back.
No, I don't know. He just gets up the ground more. But it's in like I just see this player who I feel like maybe it's because Portugal are competitive or whatever and United and shit. But maybe it's the license he gets, whatever. But I don't know. I feel like I see like it's just a shell of a player when he's at United.
I think it's the midfield.
Yeah,
Portugal's midfield's fucking incredible.
Yeah,
and
but I just see like a shell of what he does.
That, and I think his delivery is pretty poo for a fullback. I think his crossing is really average for a fullback. That's just me.
I went Wan-Bissaka at 9. Like I didn't mean to cut you off before. I was gonna say because like it's
exact same.
I have a 9, so I thought we could. Wan-Bissaka.
Back to his best.
Well, he's getting there.
Yeah, close to that Crystal Palace. What was it? 16 season. When he was just like, was it 16? When did we sign him? No, it would have been after that.
18?
18 then? 17, 18 season?
18? Maybe 16. I don't know, but yeah.
That
long
season
time
before
ago.
we came to United, he was...
Wow, 50 mil you signed him for, eh?
Fucking hell, 50
million. Yeah. Even Maguire can buy him 135 or something.
Oh, fuck.
When you look back at it, it's like we got Ben White for 50 mil, you got Wan-Bissaka for 50 mil. Ben White aged pretty well.
Yeah, you got a centre back and converted him though, so...
No, I know, but... Okay, the point is Ben White is like a very good player and Wan-Bissaka like is never good.
Ben White's harnessing. I went Jed Spence at 9, pushing up because like probably wouldn't have been here last year, but the last sort of 5 months has been pretty incredible for him. So look, on his natural talent, could probably be back in the top 5 like he was when he probably got signed to Tottenham, but haven't seen much of him since he signed. So 9th for me.
Yeah, I've got Gusto at 8.
Gusto, yeah.
Yeah, he's been pretty good and. That's why I've got him 8th at the moment, but I think it's hard to put him up because as soon as Reece James is fit,
he just becomes the best.
He's just better.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's been good when he's played. There's 2 pretty good right backs there, and if Reece James was to sustain fitness for a long time, I think he would like move and still move to a good club, and that's why I put him.
Yeah, I'd
so
agree.
high.
I'd agree.
Jed Spence at 8.
Yeah,
not much more to be said. He's kind of finding his feet. I don't like how arrogant he is. Does my head in. Have you seen his
podcast? Isn't he?
Mate, like your team's like 15th, 16th or something. I don't know. You're in a relegation battle, and who was he chatting shit about? Someone said like, they gave him like a matchup question, and he like laughed.
Nah, was it Martinelli?
Yeah, it might have been Martinelli.
I think it might have been Martinelli.
And it's like, mate, what are you talking about?
There's a clip there. Someone's put a clip with it where he gets skinned by whoever the player. I'm pretty sure it's Martinelli.
He's like, you weren't getting any game, right?
Yeah.
Like in one of the worst teams in the league.
In the history of the Spurs, mate.
And it's like, what are you yapping about? Like I'd actually
has the
rather
sunglasses
not.
on the inside and
Yeah, I wish I didn't put him on this list, to be honest. But and I hope he never gets seen again. Like, I on this list. Like I hope he falls off.
you're praying that out.
I mean,
Hate watch.
yeah, no, major hate watching
Major
Jets
hate
fans
watch,
because I'm pretty sure it was Martinelli. Now you say that, I
pretty sure
might
it was.
get worked up.
Yeah,
thinking
yeah.
about it. But yeah, I'm off him as a bloke,
Footballer.
but he's okay. He's okay as a footballer, I guess.
I went his other partner in Poro at 8. I toss up between the two. Both have been pretty... Like, Spencer's been good for himself this year. Poro not as good. But Poro's still the better, I think, all-round player.
But do you think Spencer's made the right back spot his in the team?
Maybe for this season because of, like... I think Aaron's just trusting whoever he's getting results with, which has been Spence. But natural talent, Poro, I think, still clears him. I still will go out and say this on a limb. Pedro Poro is probably like a top 3 crosser of the football behind like Trent and DeMarco and World Football. I think he's one of the best deliveries in the box. So I'm still going to back him in there, and that's why I have him at 8. But yeah, I think next year he probably starts right back again. Jed Spence gets dropped. That's just...
Fair enough. I've got Livramento at 7.
Yeah. The guy who plays everywhere, basically.
Yeah, he plays
It's impossible
everywhere,
to find
and
a position
it's hard to put him purely as a right back because he's now moved to left back.
Yeah.
But he started the season, kicked Trippier straight out of his position. Trippier looked like he's come back now, but he looked like he was gone. Like bloke should pack it up, go down to Saudi, or just go to the beach pretty much.
Yeah.
But he's been pretty good because that initial move he made.
Yeah.
You would have thought that he wasn't getting any game time anytime soon, and it was still a high. What was it, 40 mil?
There's a pretty
It was a pretty hefty fee.
Yeah.
But I'd say
for 40
I
minutes.
think it was 35, 40.
35, 40, around there.
Wow. From Southampton to Newcastle was a big move as well for him.
Yeah, it was huge, and he's been I think he's been very good, and he's just getting better. What is he, 20, 21 now still?
Oh, yeah, he's stuck.
I reckon he's one of those bit of a sleeper. I reckon he's a bit older.
Bro, when he played for Southampton before they went down,
he was been around the block a little bit, Livramento.
I'll suss the age.
I have Gusto at 7. I've got nothing else to add. Baller. Better of the Chelsea right backs. He's 22.
22, Livramento, I just sussed it,
Turning 23 this year.
Because you have us. I'll give you that.
Yeah. Nothing else to add on Marlon Gusto?
No, I have... Gee, I'm not going to lie. I got Ben White 7.
Stiff. Like, it's stiff.
Yeah, it is. Realistically, I can
Come on. He starts over at least 3 or 4 of the guys you got above him.
He starts over 6. I have a soft spot for 5.
So why is he at 7 then? He starts over 6.
I think 6 had a great season. It's just like a really good season.
But if he's better than 6.
I think Wan-Bissaka... Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if he starts over 6.
I got Wan-Bissaka 6 because I think he's had a better season.
Wan-Bissaka is above Ben White.
Yeah, I got Wan-Bissaka before White.
Yeah, I can't comment too much because I'm not going to say that I've been sitting here watching the comparison of Ben White and Wan-Bissaka, but I'd say that's a bit stiff because...
No. On talent-wise, I'm 100%. But Wan-Bissaka this year, if he's not there for West Ham,
Ben White was
relegation.
Like, I think you guys are thinking he just got dropped. Like he was.
No, he got injured.
He's been injured most of the season.
That's what I'm saying. But this year, I've seen the improvement from Wan-Bissaka. I'm saying it's back to that
Ben White
pre-sale
is
season.
so slept on, man. I swear to God, first impressions last. And I'm telling you, because of that game at Brentford when he first signed, like 3 years ago, like
I'm not remembering that.
No, I know you're not, but I'm telling you, he started off on the wrong foot and he wasn't even that bad. And I swear to God, it has like lived within his reputation ever since.
I can
not
see
that game
that
itself,
viewpoint.
but the like the first impressions of him at Arsenal. And the fact that he like doesn't, like, he's like a Ibiza, like doesn't give a crap about. I'm telling you, it takes away from his. He is so good, Ben White. Like he's so unfortunate that he's got this little Dutchman ahead of him.
And the thing is as well though, his attacking output probably isn't helping him in the modern like right back mold.
Yeah.
But that's a system thing because that allows Lewis Skelly and Calafiori to push on. I get that. Yeah. Because he has to sit in as the third. Like, but like
when he goes forward, he's actually good. It's just like
he's improved a lot.
He just doesn't have a lot of license.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm telling you, watch this space. He's going to score a half volley banger sooner rather than later because he has pings.
Next 12 months?
And they just keep, easy next 12 months. So I reckon it could be in the next 4 games. No, I'm telling you, between now and the end of the season, he's going to score a banger, half volley. Okay. What I'm swear to God,
I'll be
because he keeps pinging these, and they get blocked off the line. They hit the post. Like it's going to rifle into the top left corner. I'm telling you.
Yeah, and so you said your 6.
Yeah,
so my 6 is Reece James.
Yeah.
Again,
you got him higher.
Again, like I think a player that we've put on the list before as number 1, and also put on the list mid to bottom of the top 10.
Well, I just had him 10.
Purely because like of his availability. Yeah. Like when Reece James is fit, Reece James is arguably, if not the best. But like you're only as good as
mate, how long has it been?
Yeah, you're only as good as your availability. How can you be good?
I can't remember.
They've managed him very well this year.
Correct.
But he came back not injured when he first came back.
He started, got injured at Liverpool, I think, missed about 4 games, and ever since he's played.
Like, I can't remember how good he is because it's been so long.
I'm the same.
Like it's been, I think
I give way too much credit.
I think I was in year 8 or something when he last played.
That Chelsea Champions League was 4 years ago.
Now. I know, but I feel like I give way too much credit. I still back Tuchel in for the.
But then, that's like we should have Ruben Diaz then number 1 because that was about the same time.
Yeah, literally, that's that.
You're the one who's put him at 6.
No, I'm just saying.
No, you know what? You found me out because I always say Ruben Diaz has fallen off.
But Reece James shouldn't be on your list.
You found a hole in my list.
Yeah.
I've got Livramento at 6. Yep, nothing else to add because you guys nailed that for me.
Okay.
I got
go 5.
Ole Aina.
Yeah, I have him higher, but I get that.
I think he's been really good this year
nice.
and
Snapchat stories as well. I'm backing him for that.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, have you not seen his Snapchat stories? They're hilarious.
I reckon my 5th is Rogue. I've got like Munoz.
I'm Munoz the 5th as well, yeah.
Oh, cold.
Yeah. Palace, mate. Palace.
Baller, mate. I'm a baller. I've got ball knowledge.
Oh, I've got him at 4, so I've jumped the gun there, but I've got him at 4.
Okay. Well, you have him at 4, so should we all touch on that then?
Yeah.
He signed for a bag of chips. He's a Colombian. No one knew about him.
Yeah.
Like that's the ultimate like Brighton move from Palace. Re-signed.
Caicedo 2.0.
It feels like that, right?
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, this random. He just signed a 3-year contract extension. I keep saying if another year he probably competes for like a team of the year because of how much he's broken out this season. I think he's been, and Palace's defense outside those last 2 games, they got battered 5-5. It was the best defense in the
especially
in the league.
Like considering that they lost Joachim Anderson. Like there was, I feel like there was so much
holes deluxe.
Yeah, it was like they've lost their best defender.
Yeah.
You know, like all of these fullbacks, like they're so unproven.
Yeah.
And then it's just where like it turns out, Glasner's got him cooking.
Glasner always had a coach these players.
Right, yeah, Glasner. I'm keen to see Palace next year. Like if they can sort of get it all working together from the start of the season.
Yeah, I think they
were
were relegation
so bad,
season.
mate. It was like Glasner was gone, and then they've turned it on. I think they could be a bit of a story next year. So watch that space. But
they stay together.
But yeah, Munoz has been just super consistent. In a bottom half team.
Yeah, realistically, that's they are. Yeah.
So like very solid defense. So yeah, fair play to Palace. So that was your 4th.
Yeah, my
4th is Ben White.
Wait, did you see your 5th?
Ole Aina.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk about. I feel like we'll talk about him.
Yeah.
We'll talk about him when you both have him. Yeah.
So you have 4 Ben White.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And are you all 4?
I got Reece James 4.
Wow, mate.
I'm backing him in. Oh my god. It's not great timing.
I don't have a problem with where you put him. I have a problem with your consistency.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I have a massive problem with it.
I have a problem like you go on about Ruben Diaz. Like you said.
Like, come on. Was Reece James, like, he was good, but it's been so long since we've seen it. I have him at 10, man. It's been so long since I've seen anything that is remotely resembles what he was doing 4 years ago. 4 years it's been. Like
it's when he plays though, mate. Like the difference he makes when he plays on this team is
they should sell him.
Rashford should be 3rd then.
Like Reece James at 4 is I know he was good and like
he was, but
this is not even going.
But it was
back
also
to that
like,
though.
oh my god!
I'm just taking him when he plays and the quality he brings.
Yeah, but how much has he played? Like a bit this year, but
let me get the appearances up.
I'm getting it up. I've got it up.
What's
Reece James?
What's the minutes per game though as well? How are going to be 50-ish?
I can't get minutes per game, so I haven't got that up.
I'll get this one.
He's had 14 appearances this year, 4 of them being subs. Played 10 games last year, 5 of them were as subs. 16 the year before, 2 as subs. And he scored 2 goals in 3 seasons. So everyone thinks of like his attacking output and his bangers he scores. He's had 2 goals in 3 seasons, right? And it's been the worst Chelsea team Chelsea's had in 20 years in the last 3 seasons. So like, and he's at 4. He hasn't played. Chelsea suck. Scored 2 goals. Like, come on.
It's just hard because if we go on that
And
basis,
of those starts, he would have been dragged probably 4 or 5 times because he does his hammy. Like,
I'll see how many minutes the minutes per game start.
Because even the minutes per game, it's just
because I just think the impact he makes on the pitch, it creates creativity in the side.
how many goals have he scored in his Premier League career?
6, 7. A couple free kicks.
He scored 8, but it's like 8 across 6 seasons.
See, but I'm not trying to like piggyback off the whole like I can attack as well as Trent thing. I'm just saying his creation, like his ball playing from like that.
Like you don't have Trippier.
Would you? Yeah. Would you have? Did you have Shaw in your top 10?
But it's like Trippier. It was like Trippier, Trent, Reece James. Like that was when this was kicking. That was kicking about, mate. Like during the Euros, like a couple of years ago, and it was like Trippier's fallen off, I guess, because he's played. Yet you're still rating Trent 4th. Anyway, I don't know.
My argument is Luke Shaw, but like I wouldn't put Luke Shaw in my top 10 for the same reason. Because I think Reece James is a bit better than Luke Shaw.
I say his performances are better.
But Luke Shaw, arguably, when he is fit, is the best left back in the league.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Last year I would have had him like at the bottom half of it for that reason. But I just think Reece James' ability and the way he changes Chelsea so much.
I would have argued that with Shaw though.
Maybe I haven't watched enough Chelsea because like.
Well, last night was a bad example.
Maybe
but
I
even when he plays for England, Shaw,
this season,
he's a gun.
I've watched games. I've watched him play, and I just haven't seen.
Okay, he's not as explosive and that like bar line player like he was. Malo Gusto's got that, but I think his passing and the way he opens up the front line for Chelsea, I think is big time for them.
Interesting.
Last year he had more of an impact in their winning.
It is very hypocritical.
It's just it is very.
This man does
That's more of a comment I would make, to be honest.
He does.
I feel like Reece James being at 4 would be more something I would do.
Like extremely casual ball knowledge as well.
Yeah.
He's been found, I think, he's been waffled around.
Yeah.
Let's get into top 3.
I've got White at 3.
Oh, hey, what a weapon, mate.
I've always, with goalkeepers, with defenders, everything, I've been the number one advocate. You have been. You're Jose Mourinho. For do your job. Do your job first, defend first, then we'll worry about attacking after.
Valid.
And we have to look at it team by team. What he does for Arsenal, he does it perfectly. Just because he wouldn't go to a City and be able to do the same job or something like that. Doesn't.
Well, to be fair, like, the right backs have like Kyle Walker was by no means a attacking.
No. Well, maybe not even a City, but just because he isn't this modern day right back and all this kind of stuff. Like defensively, he's the most sound right back in the league.
He's not
probably.
Yeah.
Probably the most.
Which is funny because he's a massive hipster.
Yeah, he's not. You're not hipster.
Yeah.
You kind of expecting like a Sean Dyche. Like right back, like as in like
fuck the inverting, just them.
Shaved head, bit big.
I rate it though. I rate what he does defensively, and he really allows like everyone else in your team to really then attack because you guys don't really sit back with a proper 6. Like Rice is up, so I think that allows.
If White is in consideration for England,
I like this one.
After not playing,
you date this. This is a good one. I'm feeling this.
Who starts? Like in the World Cup.
So I think it depends on how they play, though.
You got Trent, James, and because James get picked, Tuchel, James will get picked, and Ben White. So you're playing Tuchel's 3-back, or you're playing.
Let's say it's a 3-back.
Well, while we played right sided centre back now.
Yeah, either do that or you
and
then
Trent
plays right wing back in the end.
Yeah, potentially. But like that's what I'm saying. Is I think
Harry.
I think Ben White is personally. I think he's like the number one. I think. As an international, he's like what a manager I think like really looks for in terms of like picking a team.
Just think it depends how they play.
Who also played centre back? Harry.
It's been a historical like fall off, but I think John Stones could play left side of centre back really well.
He would have to, wouldn't he?
I don't know.
Or no, okay, Mark Gay, he would play. Okay, you'd have to play Ben White because I would have played like a Branthwaite, but if you play Gay and Maguire, you can't play a proper centre back.
But I think with just Ben White, he just does everything that he needs to do.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't if he doesn't need to attack, which he doesn't in the Arsenal team, then why is it so like
the gap between Ben White's best and worst is so small? Like that. Like that's what I think. Like what his best attribute is.
Yeah,
So
like his ceiling's an 8, his basement's a 6.
Yeah,
yeah,
unless
like
you're
his
a
ceiling is like a
Trent,
10 if he scores a banger, which he doesn't do. Is what I'm saying. So
in
it's
my
like-
opinion, unless you're a Trent, who your output attackingly is so good that you can therefore like sacrifice a goal or two because how much output you're making. If you go look at all these other right backs, they attack. But what is their real output? Like 5 assists a year?
Yeah.
Like for how much they attack, they probably would actually borderline have a negative in terms of because they're so far up the ground and now they've got, unless you're like a Liverpool and you've got Van Dijk there, you've now got a 2-on-2, sometimes an outnumber a 3-on-2. And I just don't know how valuable it is. Like, it works with some teams, but I just don't know if that's what you... Just because there's this whole, modern day right back, modern day left back, doesn't mean either way, in my opinion, is right or wrong.
Yeah.
I think if you can do one job or the other job good, you should be accounted for the same. I don't think
It's
just...
also, I guess, like what your team needs.
Yes, exactly.
Liverpool need Trent.
Correct.
They need his attacking, whereas you're right, Arsenal don't need Ben White at all.
But that's what exactly... I think people like favourite
looks
one
better.
or the other.
Yeah.
Like, they just... But I don't think you need to. I think, why can't you just put both of them on the same and put it on based on their job? Who does their job perfectly?
Yeah.
And if you're talking about a person who does their job, Trent does their job in a different way, you can't say that Ben White wouldn't be a top 3.
I have
That's some incredible ball knowledge, by the way.
Ola Aina
That's insane.
at
ball
3.
knowledge. At 3. I also have Ola Aina at 3.
I'll put him at 5. So
Nah,
not
let's
too,
sit around.
but a little bit casual for me. I can't go and sit there and say I've been watching like
But
Ole Aina.
so did you know who
running
he was
around.
last year?
I did.
Yeah. Did you know who he was last year?
Nah.
Yeah, I didn't know who it was last year either. To be honest,
Don't remember those like way back when on FIFA as well? Bit of Chelsea? No.
I didn't know who it was last year. To be honest, so
He's not young, by the way. People get this confused. He's like 27 years old.
no, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like,
He's
I know
popped up.
he's Well, I think he's. I didn't know who it was last year.
Yeah.
To be honest, and like, and the job he's done this year for Forest, like, he's been borderline team of the season.
I think Trent will get it, but I feel like people would want Ola Aina to win team of the season just because of like the Forest turnaround.
But like he's been getting goals, but he's just been so consistent.
Well, to Tots' point, he's not. I'm not gonna say he's not elite defensively, not elite attacking wise, but he's just good at both.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like if you looked at his stats, it wouldn't be ridiculous. It wouldn't pop out on the screen to you, but what he does
I
on
think
the
his
pitch,
attacking stats would be pretty
they
good.
do alright.
I think
Nico
attacking stats
Williams
pretty
gets more going forward than he does at the end. But like, I just think when you watch Forest play and you see some of their best games, he's just so influential. And he shuts down wingers that are quick. Like he pockets them, which is a big thing. So Aina for 3 is me as well.
I've got
1-2. What's your 1-2?
Timber 2, Trent 1.
Same here. 2, Trent 1.
Yeah, it was hard because I still value the defensive output, and Timber's got a bit of that attacking output as well. But I think he's defensively borderline as good as Ben White, but then can attack, can also drop in like to a midfield position if he needs
His
to.
versatility.
Yeah, his versatility
his
is
best
unreal.
strength, yeah.
And like, don't get me wrong, again, I've put Trent 1 based on what I was saying with Ben White, that I just want to value people based on what their role is.
Yeah.
And like, because you can't, the problem with football today is, if you went back 20 years, a right back was a right back, a centre back was a centre back, a 6 was a 6, and an 8 was an 8. So it was really easy to compare players because every 8 did the exact same job. So who did a better job as the 8?
Yeah.
Whereas today, not every 8 does the same job. Not every right back does the same job. Not every even centre back does the same job today.
No.
Like when we go look 3-4 years ago, John Stones as a centre back. Like which other centre back has ever done that?
Yeah.
So like, I think it's so hard to compare now that you just have to compare based on how they do their role.
Yeah.
So rate their role on a 1 to a 10 and then do your list based on that. I think that's the way I do my list now, because to do a list and go, Trent is number 1. Well, if Trent went and played at Arsenal, would Trent be number 1?
Well, no, I don't think it'll work.
The only way he'd be number 1 is if Arsenal adapted for him to be number 1.
Saka to go to the left because they can't both be on the same side.
But that's what I'm trying to say. So they'd have to then adapt their whole game style. And I doubt they would, but let's say arguably they did, then yes, he could still be number 1. But what I'm saying is, like, it's hard to compare players based on all these different understandings of like positions today.
Yeah, no,
because it was so simple back in the day. Everyone played a 4-4-2. Everyone played a 4-3-3. Then it went in. So it was a 4-4-2 in the like late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
Then everyone went into 4-3-3 like mid to early 2000s to 2015.
Yeah,
and then it started a 3-back. So like like everyone went together, whereas it's a bit more like a bit of this now, a bit of that, because you still got some of those older fashioned coaches, some of these new coaches. So
Moisey's 4-4-2.
Yeah, so it's just it's hard in my opinion to really look, because I see players that would go to different teams and not perform as well or perform better.
Yeah, as I say, to your point, I don't know. Trent will go to Real. I don't think he'll be successful at Real because I just don't think it'll work because he doesn't defend. Whereas at Liverpool, you're right, you got Van Dijk next to you, but they're so reliant on him for chance creation.
Still got Rudiger, who is pretty good centre back.
More that this year they've missed Carvajal and they've fallen apart. And I made the video, but I reckon that's the reason why they've been so shit this year without Carvajal, because there's no veteran or leader defensively. Liverpool have Van Dijk, they've got McAllister and Gravenberch.
Yeah.
It's fine. But they accommodate for Trent because Trent is their attack.
It's also dangerous with Real in sense of like none of their forwards track back. Like
that's what I'm saying. Luis Diaz will he'll run around and put a shift into the pressing and tracking
Brazilian
back.
kid, mate. I love that. It's so good.
Yeah, I know. I just think Liverpool and Trent is the perfect combination. They need him, he needs them. And that's I'm interested to see how he goes next year because I don't know how it's all going to look.
It's always funny though because he probably does know that, but to turn down a decision to go to fucking Los Blancos is like
Mbappe, Vinny, and Rodrigo.
Fuck
man, be there any day of the week.
It's just
I have Timber at number 1.
It was so obvious. Your qualities waiting.
Yeah, no, I'm just like cooking up.
He's got the stats. He's got cook stats. There we go.
They're not. The stats aren't that compelling. But the point is, we got like Trent over here, like
Trenchman,
like output merchant, like output machine, like assists, all this. Anthony Robertson has 4 more assists. Ryan Aitnori, joint on assists. Milos Kirkes, 1 less assist. Pedro Porro, 1 less assist. Marcus Tavernier, 1 less assist. Like Nelson Semedo, 2 less assists. Lucas Digne, 2 less assists. Has he started? How many games has he started? Like the point is, like
he's cooked up something.
Like Trent is elite. Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I just think when it comes to his role, all these things, like who has more license in a better team to go forward and get output than Trent? And Anthony Robertson has 4 more assists than him. Like, I know Robinson's been amazing, but I personally think, I know Liverpool are running away with the league, I get it, but I think we have the best defence in the world. And I think Jurrien Timber, I can't think of a time I've ever seen him make a mistake. He's extremely competent going forward, locks down whoever he's playing on, and I think in terms of a right back, like in our team, to give the left back the license that they get. I don't think anyone does a job. I borderline think he's the best right back in the world, Jurrien Timber. So, and I think he can continue to prove it if we win the Champions League this year. I mean, we've just, what did Vinny Jr. do in those 2 games? Like, I don't know what Vinny Jr. did.
Fraud watch.
Like, he did nothing. Ballon d'Or Vinny, Remontada Vinny. Like, the point is, I don't know. I just think Trent gets a lot of highlights because of the nature of the player he is. Jurrien Timber just does his role and locks down whoever he's playing on. I can't think of a winger that's really done anything against Jurrien Timber. So I think there is some validity to that case. It might be extremely biased, and if you're rating it on longevity and everything they've done, Trent would be number 1. But I think for the nature of my whole list, I put Reece James at 10. Yeah, I think I can make a case that I know they're going to win the league and Trent's been great. But I don't think our defence this year could have done anything more for us to win the league. I just don't think we have the attacking assets to really let us kick on and do that. So I think Timber is the most versatile, well-rounded fullback or right back in the world, I would say. Borderline.
And by the way, he was a left back as well. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah, I know.
I loved him as a left back, and now he's flipped to a rear right back, probably one of the best right backs. So that also, I think he can play left back, centre back, right back, DM.
That's just their whole defence, mate.
Yeah, literally,
Like
isn't it?
it's like all our right backs.
Yeah, they
Like
can
Ben White, Tomiyasu,
all play inside.
Timber.
Can Kiwi all play right back?
No, you can play. They can play left back though,
left
and
back.
left centre back.
By the way, what a game in there.
Any validity to what I'm saying? Can you see
No,
the case I'm
I
making?
feel it.
Yeah.
Like I know it's like it is. Like
but
the consensus is that Trent's number one.
If you look at both of them,
all-rounded thing though, I'd agree with, because before he even signed for you guys last year, I was raving on Deluxe about the all-roundedness of him. That's the thing. He's complete.
he played centre back as well. He played centre back for Ajax.
But he's like he is extremely intricate on the ball though. Like I don't know how much you watch us.
Yeah.
But when we're moving up the right side there, like he's doing there's a lot of one touch in tight stuff going on there. He doesn't play the flashy balls. He doesn't whip the ball in like Trent does. Like he does. He rarely crosses the ball. But that's because you go to the byline, let Saka do his thing. You know what I mean? Like it just kind of it works amazing in our team. And I think I don't know. We really need to win the Champions League this year. Like we really need to win it. I need this team to win a trophy. I need to be able to put something to this team, please. Because I'm bigging up these guys, man. It's been 3 years. Please,
Holding on.
Oh, you guys will make a fight probably like choke it out.
Probably.
With Barca, man, I don't think you can choke against Barca. Barca just like they're different. They're different. Different level.
Watch Rafinha did nothing against us, man. Yuri Tim is going to lock him up.
Bro, Yamal's just going to put like a 40-yard kill, like top corner.
Mate, we've just locked up Vinny, Mbappe, Bellingham, and Rodrigo or Andrew.
I think it's different though.
How is it different?
There are a lot of individuals. Barca actually play as a team.
Lua doesn't go near the ball against Saliba, mate. Doesn't go near the ball.
Yeah, but Barca play actually as a team and work.
Nah. You chat, they're cooked.
You know, it's hilarious. You say this, and that all happened, but Ferran Torres will come off the bench and score a tap in.
No,
the goal line. That's just Barca.
It's not. Barca are not going to not score. Like I can, like, if we beat PSG,
I would say that's the first step first. Yeah,
but this like.
Dembele full form. He's back.
We conceded 1 goal against Madrid because Saliba forgot how to play football. Like
no, he malfunctioned.
Yeah, it was just like a glitch. So they did. Mbappe had 1 shot in the first 20 minutes of the first leg, and I was like, oh, a bit scary here.
Yeah,
hit it straight at Raya, and that's it. And that was it. And we don't have Gabriel. Like,
fuck.
Like, mate.
All I want to say, I said Kiwi should have started, and he played some of the best football I've seen him play. Like,
you thought Kiwi should have started what?
That Champions League game. Didn't you want someone else to send about?
Oh, I think I would have started Ben White.
I wanted Kiwi on. I think he showed he was.
Still 3 games left potentially. I'm a bit scared.
I think he was incredible.
Kiwi has a bit of a mistake.
Is Gabriel playing this year? Or is he out for the whole season?
By the way, what a run if you win it. What a run. Could have been PSV. Again, I said it coming into. No, it looks easy now because you're betting 7, but they had no Dutch team had lost in the Champions League this season. You went and
put 7 away.
7 past them at their joint, and then you go and beat Real convincingly.
Yeah,
and it doesn't matter how you beat PSG or it doesn't matter how you beat. But I think with Barcelona, even if it is Inter, I love Inter as well. So if you beat those teams to the final to win it, that's one of the toughest runs we've seen.
Well, having to verse Madrid in the quarters is always a tough run. Like if you have to verse them and then go on to verse
the
semi and final team like that, that's always going to be tough. But
that'd make it
crazy.
I
don't know. It's a long way to go.
Yeah,
I don't want to say anything too soon. But yeah.
Last game we'll touch it quickly. The Chelsea Fulham one. I almost turned this one off. I thought it was all wrapped up, but right at the end, young kid George off the bench to score in the 84th minute, and then Pedro Neto right at the end for Chelsea.
Yeah.
Keeps him in the hunt again. They're in that pack as well. 5th place
for 60 minutes. 70, 80 probably.
Like I had United on, I just kept them next.
Game on.
I kept the game open next.
The shots they had, they scored, but there was nothing else in the game.
Chelsea didn't really create too much. Pedro Neto was nuts in this game. Got the goal. Got a pretty crazy match rating in this one as well. But for Chelsea, I feel like it's probably less about the game, more about Maresca because I've been reading all this stuff from their fans. They want him gone.
No,
they want him out.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, but this is like to my point of.
Oh, Chelsea fans are unbelievable.
To my point of last year with Leicester, I remember when me and Nathan were keeping track on the championship, they were like 50 points clear. Like they were like ridiculously clear of the league, and they just got pegged back, and they got so close.
They've seen enough from Maresca this year to be like, there's potential here.
But they're 5th on the ladder, and they're not and they're not an all-star team either.
I know,
but is it the case of would another manager do better with this side? Because I don't know. I see.
I don't know. We saw Graham Potter and Lampard and whoever else.
I think Potter's shit. That's a West Ham another story. They drew to Southampton.
But no,
won like 2 games.
Let Potter have a pre. This is the same thing. Let him have a pre-season. Let him get some players in. You can't give these guys 6 months.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just like the type of person who likes to keep these managers for longer.
And I would always.
I just don't. I think it's so hard as a manager today because, like, the average tenure would probably be like under a year.
Yeah, probably like 9 months. It'd be one season. It'd be one.
For the Prem in particular.
And sometimes you don't even get
9 months.
Sometimes you don't even get a proper pre-season, and you've got players that you don't even have a fucking clue about.
Yeah.
Like, you obviously know the players, but like,
mate,
you don't have a clue how they train.
How big is that Chelsea squad?
That George kid, I don't think he's ever met him in his life. He said, "Oh, you come off the bench."
Look what he's trying to work with. Like.
And then stuff doesn't go your way. Players are out of form. You need time to have cycles as well.
The captain can't get on the pitch. It's unbelievable,
it's crazy. I think you just got to start giving people time, especially like Maresca. Like, I wouldn't say they've played great football, and for what he was supposed to come into, he was supposed to be this like Pep style football type stuff going on.
That's my point. Everyone pepifying themselves, or they want making themselves look like Guardiola. It's become like these type of managers who aren't Pep get found out. So Leicester got found out. They almost bottled it. Chelsea were top of the league December. Now they're in that sort of battle for last Champions League spot. I think that's the theme for neutrals looking in it. I've heard a few of those like podcasts over in the UK, the BBC and stuff like that. They were saying people will find out Maresca really quickly. And once you find out how to out-tactics him, he has no second plan. So that's where they come from.
I related a little bit to AFL, but these managers that come in and copycat, by the time they copycat, there's a new system that comes in that beats it. It's like, you also see it in the AFL heaps, like whoever wins the premiership, everyone tries to copy them. But then those teams that copy are never the team that wins it. It's the team that comes up with the brand new system that now goes and wins it.
Yeah.
And I think it's like similar in like football. It's like all these teams are copying, but you're copying so other teams now know what's going on.
Yeah.
You kind of need to like, especially how like close the Premier League is and everything, you kind of need to like jump everyone with like an element of surprise, because if you bring this new system that's your system in, people are now learning off you, and when they're learning off you, you're ever evolving that system. So you look at Pep, for example. Pep was the conductor of the orchestra. He's the one who's come out with this plan. But when everyone else is following, he's going, okay, now I'm doing this. Now I'm putting my left and right back. Initially when he was at Barca, he had attacking left and right back. Then he going, now I'm putting my left and right back as like staying back, and I'm going to play a centre back. And everyone's always one step behind because it's not their system.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying, like by that? So they're doing a system that Pep even is realising isn't working as well. So he's adjusting it and putting these little fine tunes. But these managers are like 2 years late to the show.
Yeah.
It's like they've gone to watch like Arsenal and Madrid, but they've gone this Wednesday, not last Wednesday.
Yeah. They're playing behind.
Yeah, like...
Yeah.
No,
I don't know.
That's the thing. I just heard it, and I saw the celebration, that goal went in. The bench cleared out. It looked like the Serie A. Everyone was running on the pitch. I was like, there was obviously some meaning behind that victory for Chelsea. The pressure's been on Maresca, and if somehow he manages to bottle this Conference League, I wouldn't be surprised if he's gone come the end of the season, because the pressure over there seems to be building a lot on him, which is a surprise, like you said. But having the ear to things and hearing what they've said over there, it's just like, this is the same exact thing that happened with Leicester. Yeah. It's happened exactly with Chelsea, and obviously not on that same scale, but Leicester was so far clear. They only won it by a couple of points. Chelsea were top of the league in December. They've not picked up a point they've picked up 1 point at Ipswich all year. Yeah. Like that's sort of where we're talking about with Chelsea come 2025.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of pressure. But saying that, Pochettino's gone to USA and not won a game with USA, so he wasn't the answer either from the looks of it. But
no,
I don't know what Chelsea want to do anymore.
I completely forgot about that. Poch.
That's the most random move of all time, I reckon.
He's not won a game for USA, so maybe he wasn't a good manager after the
USA. I mean, Poch is never a tournament. Poch is such a project manager, though.
He's like Southampton.
He's not going to go to US and do like an international break. Yeah. That's not his
I reckon someone needs to go sign Ten Hag, because I actually reckon that's a tournament manager there.
Cups deluxe, mate.
I know.
in so many finals. It could be if we win the Europa League, 3 trophies in 3 years in our banter era has to be studied.
Bro, playing Champions League next year in this banter era needs to be studied.
It'd be a
But
waste
we're going to be
of everyone's
36th on the fucking
Yeah,
table.
it would just be a waste of
You're
everyone's
36th. I couldn't deal with it.
Who
I want to be there, but I can't do it.
I think I want Spurs
There's
to win.
enough crap in the Champions League still to this day, especially
Bodo
with
could be
these
there.
36 teams, that I'm not saying that like United are going to get automatic, nowhere near, but I'd be surprised still if United didn't finish
play-in.
24th, like got the playoff. If they get knocked out in the playoff, I'm not disagreeing
But
with that.
I can already see it, the memes after the first match day, United 36th on like -5 goal difference, and then when we're like, oh, where's position 37? I can already wait for that moment to happen when we get battered.
Like I'm an Arsenal fan, but I'm an Aussie number one, and I think I would rather see Ange
100%. All the odds.
No, like as in like the trophy drought thing is unbelievable though.
Oh,
Like for Spurs, like as in for that to come to an end, and I have to be probably like 35, 40 for it to be like extended to the point of what it is now.
Yeah.
Like, I'd probably have like a family and a big mortgage and all those things by then. But that's what we're talking here.
Do you think they win it?
I don't know.
They
but
have
as
to
in,
be favourites,
for
man.
Ange. Like I think I'd be happy for him to win it, and then for him to like and for Levy to move him on. You know?
Yeah,
Be like, this hasn't worked, but you won the trophy. Thank you.
second season match.
Let's-
I don't think
Yeah.
they would though.
No.
Oh.
That's best case scenario for me because then Spurs can go back to being shit.
I think
And
you've got
Ange
to
did
leave.
something, and it's like it's Ange's trophy. It's not Spurs' trophy. You know what I mean? Like as
he
in-
came, he saw, he
yeah,
got it,
he
got
conquered
out.
and he
Yeah.
left. Like that'd be unbelievable, but that's
Ange
not going to
ball,
happen.
that's mate ball.
Oh, yeah, it'll be
I
interesting
would
for
rather
Ange, though.
Ange win than United. Is what I'm saying.
Where does Ange? Yeah, where would Ange even go after this? It's such a weird one.
Back to Celtic, man.
You reckon?
They'd probably, gee, Rodgers is there again now, I think.
Yeah. Where does he go?
He
Because
he couldn't go back. He had to stay in Europe, wouldn't he? He'd have to be in Europe.
well, yeah, that's me in Europe, but where does he go?
So he'd fit the Bundesliga, just attacking football, just relentless forward play.
He's just not. I think he just loses everything though when he goes to one of those leagues, unless he
Of
takes
like
a big
reputation
team.
or something?
Yeah, like unless he takes like a
Leipzig,
big club. Yeah,
Dortmund.
he needs to take like a Dortmund or someone. Like unless he takes a big club, he's gonna go to a middle table Bundesliga team that even might play Europe, but like no one like he just loses it. Even like with Australians watch the Premier League.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Does the normal Australian tune into those leagues?
No.
Probably not.
You're paying another $15 a month to watch it. That's probably why.
Yeah. Bring it all back on Foxtel. Bring
bring
the glory days. I
Trying to
remember
remember.
I was like 8, 9 years old and you tune into like the 7:30 or the 8:30 on Foxtel, and then like there was a La Liga game going on at the same time,
fucking
and the
annoying.
Champions League was all on Foxtel. Mate, Foxtel was like the best. If you looking back at it now, I remember like my parents were complaining about like the cost of Foxtel.
Mate,
but
it was
like
worth it,
man,
man.
when you look at it, there
For
was
the
all
convenience. Yeah.
he had all 5 leagues and the Champions League. Right now, for you to
No,
get all of those,
yeah.
you're paying $80 a month.
Tell me about it, mate.
Mate,
get them all.
I've had to pay for Stan just to get Stan Sport.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, which is like
It's the biggest
another-
scam
yeah,
of
yeah.
all time, mate. It's like the biggest scam
No.
of all time. I don't give a
Stan.
shit about TV and all that stuff. I don't watch movies and stuff. Like I just want to watch the game.
So that's what I'm
Damn.
saying.
Like,
Being.
You now
what's
look at
annoying?
it, and Foxtel
Optus.
actually had a lot of stuff, other
listen,
stuff as well.
So you used to be able to, if you had a bet on the game,
I'll watch it, yeah.
Sports bet would let you
They
watch
don't do it. They don't do it anymore.
mate, I don't know if it's like a stand thing or something. I went to go watch it on Sportsbet with no commentary or anything. You just
Yeah,
watch
yeah,
the game.
you just-
Yeah.
I was like, that's good enough. I don't need anything else. It's free. I'd rather watch it for free. And it's like 3 a.m. and I have to sign up a stand. I'm like, you serious? What is this shit? Like, I just want to watch the game on Sportsbet on my little screen. Like,
Yeah, mate, the amount of fake accounts I've made, I've created
but there's no more free
emails.
trials.
I've created
I couldn't get a
emails.
free trial, man. It was
I've
so annoying.
created like 8 emails.
To watch the
Ridiculous. I
fucking
had to
football.
pay $35 to watch one game.
One game of football.
Well, I watched 2 now, but like, you know what I mean? Like, as in, it was bullshit.
Stan Sports, beIN Sport, Optus Sport,
It's ridiculous.
Paramount, whatever.
Bro, it's crazy though. It's like $80 a month to get to watch
No, no.
every.
No,
If you
that's-
want to watch
that's
all
why-
5 leagues,
Yeah, cool.
because even
Cost of living, mate. It's a disgrace.
yeah, if you want to watch all 5 leagues, it was like here, there. Now it's like everywhere.
Mate,
Whereas
press red. Give me press red back. I want
bro, it might have been $100 for your telephone and Foxtel a month.
Yeah.
But like, well, you're getting everything. Plus, you're getting movies. Plus, you're getting this.
F1.
Plus, you're getting F1. Like, there is everything on there.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Game's gone.
So like, it was so cheap if you look at it in comparison. But like,
Now it's just
you
now it's an effort.
until everything goes, you don't realize and appreciate stuff.
Classic line. They don't know we have. It's gone. Let's
Yeah.
finish off quickly with our final bit. 5 underwhelming players.
Let's rattle through
Yeah,
it.
let's
season.
rattle through. We're gonna have pretty
Let's-
similar.
There'll
I'd
be consensus
expect.
ones. Do you want to start? Or you start?
Just rattle through it.
Pres, I'll run it through. I've got Sterling, Solanke, Foden, Hoyland, Palmer.
He stole two of mine.
Only
Sterling-
two.
Well, I got some piss take ones. Sterling and Solanke, absolute locks. We were talking about Sterling really
Yeah.
quick though. Like we weren't really sure about that.
It's the wages
But
for me, man.
he's had so much opportunity to
Yeah.
do something, and he's just done nothing.
Rotation champion.
Solanke came on big money and didn't score in 11 games or something. Who else did you have? Palmer.
Did
Did you have Palmer?
I have Palmer as well. Player of the year too.
We do look at it though, and you look at his stats. It's because of what he did last year. He's still got 14 goals and 8 assists. Like that's a good
That's
Premier
not bad.
League season.
But
from
from the best player in the league, I know we all laughed at it last week when I was rattling those names off. He's supposed to be one of the face of the league now.
Yeah.
correct.
Nowhere near it.
But you look like a fall off that I had like a Foden.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
That fall off
Foden
is
as well.
way.
I have Foden as well.
Like
Yeah.
I think it's more so the difference with Palmer is Palmer's got a bit about him these days, like a bit of that Haaland about him. That if he doesn't have output, he's just shit.
I had Sancho as well.
Yeah,
Like once
Freedom
I
baller.
wanted we wanted to
I
mix
wanna
it up a little bit.
I want to see his. He's
Yeah,
got some
I had
quality ones.
Sancho as well. Just because he was like another opportunity to do something. He's just done nothing.
Very shit.
Who else did you have?
Back to Dortmund.
Okay, I had Foden, Palmer. I had Fulkrug. That's probably more.
Yeah.
Ooh, I
That's
like
probably
that
more
one
me.
because we were big on him,
Actually,
eh?
I was
we were
raving
both
about him.
It's actually a good shout. I like
He
that.
took Dortmund to the Champions League final. Hasn't done it since.
I actually forgot he existed. That's how underwhelming he's
Yeah,
been.
he's been injured most of the year, but yeah,
That's a
he's rubbish.
huge shout. I like that one.
Keeping the West Ham theme, Lucas Paqueta, betting
Yeah.
merchant, like does nothing.
Mate, where the hell has he gone?
I'm gross. I'm
Jail
pretty-
cell.
Jail cell.
genuinely, man.
JL11, mate. JLFC.
That's it.
When did JLFC finish in the
Prison FC.
Bro,
when
there's
Prison FC finish in the
there's
Prem?
another betting one for Tonali and Paqueta
Yeah, I
and some
know.
and
There's another one's clickbait. I'm telling you, it's clickbait.
there's an Inter Milan player has it as well, and they're all in it
The
again.
Italians are bad. They all got it.
And
I'm only a quarter Italian, but I see where I get it from.
Man, they're bad. There's
and
dodge.
my final player, Son Heung-min. This guy's fallen off the cliff.
Yeah, bring back Kane. He needs
Yeah,
Kane.
literally needs Harry Kane. Again, it's ball at that point, but yeah, he's gone off.
My fourth was Amarim. Like, I mean,
This is the history of United, isn't
speaks
it?
for itself. And then my fifth was Remontada. Mate, Remontada.
Hey, mate, the
Remontada.
rice cooks better with the roof
The
on.
most
Listen, that was the
the most underwhelming thing. What does it mean?
It's
Comeback?
the most word used in our dressing room. It's the biggest. It's the most.
I hear it everywhere.
Remontada.
Remontada.
Oh my god.
Bro, you could not have hyped
By the
up
way-
if you were Real more that you were going to come back that game and just like go to shit than ever.
Hear me out though. Doesn't it ruin it if they did come back? If they'd hyped up so much? Because
No, it's unbelievable that it would
ruined
ruin
it.
it. It would ruin it. Like, this was the best case scenario.
Yeah.
Remontada.
Remontada.
Oh, like, be ready. Like, oh my God.
Were you scared or not?
Like, no, I was definitely scared.
Because
mate.
Real Madrid, bro.
I
Everyone's
was
scared.
because like there's only downside. There was no.
there's no
I mean,
upside. No
well,
upside
the
to
only
the game.
upside that there was actually panned out. That we won. Like
But
that
even
was.
then though, everyone's like, oh, they just
Yeah,
did their
yeah.
job.
No, but it's, yeah, exactly.
yeah.
But it's in like. Yeah, like that was. I was petrified.
I know Mbappe was offside by a fucking country, but he's like the ball's in the net within like 10 minutes.
So
And you
so
heard that
scary.
like you heard that roar. I'm like,
Saka
oh,
missed the pen. Oh my god! I'm thinking. Oh my god! He's
it's
going
gonna
to
happen.
He
Like,
goes and chips it as
the
well.
racial abuse. I knew. I know he like between that and then the end of the game or when he scored, he had some serious emojis in the DMs. Like poor guy, he would have copped it, mate. He would have copped it because the Madrid fans do not hold back.
no.
It would have been Madrid
Bro, they
fans.
abused their own player.
No, Vinny Junior,
Vinny Junior cops it.
Well, I was scared. But that being said, like I can't say anything else. Let me duck.
That's hilarious.
If I
Just had
speak,
to wait.
6 months.
Just had to wait for
24
Europa
hours.
League nights.
Yeah. Mate,
Anyway, boys.
13 minutes is a
How
good
funny, by the way, before we end this episode, is Marcus Rashford listening to the Europa League anthem
Oh yeah,
in the Champions
yeah,
League.
into
How
Jamie
funny
Carragher.
is that?
Jamie
His
Carragher
face
told us
is
that was
dead.
hilarious.
And he's like, oh, he's used to it.
Bro's going to prime Rashford in the Europa League.
They just saw Rashford and just immediately fought Europa League.
That's funny.
It's fucking harsh. There you go. We talk more about Europe this week than we have with the Premier League. That's just the sign of the
That's
times.
just exactly.
That's the
Sign of the times. Love that.
Team of the seasons and the live will be done the next few weeks with that time of the year. Thanks for joining us, boys.
No
Good weekend of
worries.
footy. We're back again. All three again. We're getting the routine back.
Happy Easter.
We're getting back. Happy
Happy
Easter, everyone.
If you celebrate
Yeah, whatever the hell the other one is. Is there another ones up there?
Eid.
Yeah.
What's Eid?
I don't even think that's right now.
Yeah,
but it could be.
We'll hold that on.
Whatever you're celebrating, whatever you're
Yeah,
celebrating.
whatever you celebrate,
Enjoy.
that.
My lack of like cultural understanding
Yeah,
right
look
now.
at that,
Like what's eat?
Religious casuals on the couch.
Yeah. Truly a casual on the couch.
Religious casuals.
5 stars per 5 level podcast. Like and subscribe on YouTube, and we'll see you guys coming up on Monday. Till next time, guys. See you later.